Well, good morning. It's New Thought Talk with Rev Steve. That's me. My guest today is Linda Lester and Liz Lester. We're going to be talking about A Course in Miracles. We're going to be talking about the International Day of Peace. We got a lot of good things to talk about, but the first thing we're going to talk about is these two young ladies that are with me. I'd like to know a little bit about you. Linda, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, my spiritual journey has been probably over the last 30 years.
Yeah.
I guess everything is a spiritual journey, but for me, the awakening to the idea that every opportunity that comes my way is an opportunity for me to begin to develop and express this internal peace and joy.
That's great. You also have had, now, you teach the Course in Miracles. You've been involved with it for
20
quite a while.
years.
20 years.
Yes.
But you told me before we went on the air that you were married by William Hornaday.
That's right.
And
That's
for
correct.
all my religious science people out there, you all know who William Hornaday is. I feel very special sitting next to this lady.
That's right. That was at the height of the movement, of the religious science movement.
That's great. And next to you is Liz Lester. Liz, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Fresno, and I have a degree in psychology, so I've always been interested in human potential and human growth. I recently, in the last 3 years, have been studying with Deepak Chopra, and I'm certified through the Chopra Center to teach yoga, meditation, and Ayurveda.
Cool. Now, Linda, you've also been through the Chopra Center.
Yes, I have. In fact, I just completed a week-long workshop there where there were over 500 people from 35 countries around the world that came together in a shared vision and in a shared perception that there must be a better way, that there is a better way.
I believe that. And I just got I get emails from the Chopra people, and I just got an email, I believe it was yesterday, that he achieved his goal of having 1 million people
Yes,
enjoying in meditation at the same time via the internet.
yes.
How powerful is that? That's outrageous. It's
That's
wonderful.
powerful.
It is.
And returning from that workshop, I came home with a vision to get 300 people or more people in the Central Valley to join together in this vision that I have of connecting to this new way of doing things. There must be a better way.
There is a better way. Now, I am a minister of religious science, and one of the things that my audience has heard me speak many times about is I do believe that peace in our time is achievable. I believe that it is a goal that we are not only built to want. I think there's an inner urge within people, no matter where you are, what part of the world, to live a peaceful life, to not have stress and trials and combat and aggravation and anger and violence and all that sort of stuff. But I believe that now's the time. With the advent of the internet, we can, right here in Fresno, you pull together people, they touch people via the internet. Our center out in Madera, we touch people not only energetically, but through the internet, and we can go out. Deepak Chopra's work, where's he located?
Carlsbad, California is the location of the Chopra Center.
Okay. From Carlsbad, California, he's looking at a global consciousness. 20, 30 years ago, that was something that was only in somebody's dream. I believe that we can do it energetically. I believe that people, as we reach a certain level, there is a tipping point in consciousness, and I think he's working towards that. He and other people, that there's just too much going on in the world today with too many people that have this vision in different ways, but we're all speaking the same language. So Linda, on the 21st of September,
Yes.
you have set aside a place in Woodward Park,
Yes, the Group Activity Center.
the Group Activity Center, and it's the Right of Peoples to Peace. And it's a group meditation on International Day of Peace. Now, the International Day of Peace has been around since when?
It's been around for 30 years.
30 years.
And it was started through the United Nations,
Mm-hmm.
and it was declared as a national day for world peace. So on this particular day, this is being celebrated and recognized
Globally.
yes. So it is a global outreach.
Uh-huh. And they've got activities going on all around the world. They do have a website, I believe, that you can go to, and I'll see if I can't get that information, where you can actually look up activities
Yes.
that are going on around the world, so
Yes.
you can find something in your area, wherever you're at. And how great is that? Bill, go ahead and put that up. Here's the flyer for the local event that Linda is putting on here, and take a look at it. We've got the group meditation, we've got music, we've got, there's somebody who's going to speak there that I know very intimately.
Yes.
But, we've got drumming circle, we've got yoga. What's Hoop Joy?
That's hooping. Do you know what hooping is
No, I
or
don't.
not? Well, it's the person that does is very good at it, and he is from the Chopra Center also, and he has what we used to think of as a hula hoop.
Okay.
But he's very good at his hooping. It's
Yes.
dances, yes.
So it's
So he's entertaining. And all of these activities are just to begin to, as you said, have fun, to set the pace, to set the mood, so that when Liz guides us into hopefully a 12-minute silent meditation, that everybody's in the right place in their minds and
they
in
will
the
be.
right consciousness and in the right attitude to extend out, to let this idea and this consciousness ripple out into the world.
It'll be good. We're
looking forward to it.
It's going to be a
It'll
great
be
time.
great.
Now, we also got some music. Spirit in Harmony, which is Reverend Lily Dale Murray's organization.
Yes.
There's a fellow here, Tyler Lester. Who's Tyler?
know
Lester,
that.
Lester, and Lester.
I know
Tell me about this.
Is this
We're taking over.
This is
Yeah.
a Lester event, yes. Tyler Lester is my son,
Uh-huh.
and he's an attorney, but he's also a musician, so he's going to be there. And one of the things he did, he's written a beautiful song, and he's going to be playing it for us that day, called "The Light in the Sky."
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, you'll like the song too.
I will like the song. Great. We're going to talk all about this today. This is good. What is Epiphany Tones?
Epiphany Tones is a group of 4 guys, and they're local in Fresno. They're working on their own CD right now. And I said the other day, I remember when 30 years ago we were at the Fresno Fair, and Sheryl Crow came to the Fresno Fair and played. And go, who is Sheryl
Sheryl
Crow,
Crow, yeah.
right? Who is that? And now, of course, she's very well known.
Uh-huh.
And I say that to the Epiphany Tones. I said, someday we're going to say, I came to Woodward Park and saw the Epiphany
Epiphany
Tones
Tones.
when nobody knew who you were.
Oh, that's
They're
great.
very good.
So, we were talking, Linda, and you were telling me you came back from the Chopra Center, and you those of you that follow the show, you know that 2 weeks ago we had Celia Boré from the Unity Church here, and we were talking about the Unity World Day of Prayer, which was September
Third, or I think. Oh, well,
11th, September 11th. That's
Okay.
right. It happened on September 11th this year, and we had a great gathering here in Fresno of New Thought people. Just the energy was just dynamic. People were excited, and that kind of energy, when we bring people together,
Yes.
is something that spills out. People have no idea whether they actually attend or not. Just the whole area becomes affected. So you came back, you talked to Celia, you found out about this, you just came back from the Chopra Center, you got all sorts of good stuff going on there, and then there's this world, it's the International Day of Peace.
Right.
And you decided to put this all together.
I thought that was a good way to begin to share this idea with people. And, we talk about things like in the classes of A Course in Miracles, when you have a vision, when you have a goal, and when you have something that comes from your heart or a passion that you want to do, I always say choose something that is so big and so outrageous that everybody will laugh at it. And you really do have to draw from inner strength and have a vision that is so great you need power from more than just what you can give it to be able to demonstrate this goal. So that's what I think we have done.
Well, and so as this unfolded, I've talked to a mutual friend of ours, Gerald, and he's kind of filled me in on some of the background stuff. You've got a spot at Woodward Park.
Yes.
And this is all going to take place there. And this has just kind of been one of those things, kind of snowballed, didn't
It's
it?
unfolded. It
Yeah.
really has.
Yeah.
At first, I thought, well, we could get just a few people together to meditate,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe Liz would show up and lead us in our meditation. And then, as the word began to spread, we said, "Oh, we found more people that were interested." Then we found out it coincided with this International Day of Peace, so we put together a flyer, and from there, it has taken on a life of its own.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to be. That's
I'm
the way
happy
it's-
about it.
Yeah, that's great. What after the event is over? What is the what do you want to see once the event's over? You know.
Well, I'm hoping that we ignite in people, and because the idea is in us, the idea to express this joy and this peace and this love in our personal lives, and we just have to initiate that idea. So what I'm hoping is that we awaken everybody to a deliberate opportunity to begin to practice this daily in our lives, and just that moment by moment idea that there must be a better way. And that's how the Course in Miracles came about. I don't know if you know the
I know a
exact
little bit of the history.
Yes.
When we go into the next segment, we're going to talk about the Course in Miracles. We'll take it and we'll kind of wind back around and get to this. But I'm just really excited. Do we have any local, besides this stellar show that we got here, do we have any local media that you know of that may show up or talk about this or anything?
I don't have confirmation, but we're hoping they show up.
Good. All right. Well, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, I got a whole bunch of stuff to talk to these ladies about, and stick around. This is powerful stuff. World peace. Can't beat it. We'll see you when we come back.
What's new at the Fulton 55? Fulton 55 is Fresno's hottest venue at Fulton and Divisadero.
Open house this Saturday, 1578 North Glen near McKinley, across from Fresno City College. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $800 a month. Stop by our open house this Saturday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
In 1985, Larry Korth set out to help his friends, family, and community find affordable ways to buy a home or a business property. 30 years later, Mid-Valley Financial is the premier mortgage banker in the Central Valley. The professional staff at Mid-Valley will find the best mortgage products for your family. Mid-Valley Financial takes great pride in being the Central Valley's local lender. Visit us at midvalleyfinancial.com.
Before you call one of those discount insurance places, you should know the facts. Fresno's CCIS can get you up to a 26% discount on your car, homeowners, and life insurance needs. Call 320-2247 or go to ccisinsurance.com.
Considering solar? Whether you're ready to buy now or just exploring your options, the consultants at Solar Negotiators are here to help you. A call to Solar Negotiators is like calling 5 solar companies at once. You see, when local established solar contractors have gaps in their schedule, they call Solar Negotiators to fill them. Right now, get 5 years of panel cleaning and maintenance or $1,000 off your new solar panels. So stop wasting your time searching and call Solar Negotiators, because when contractors compete for your business, you win.
Hello, I'm Shelley at Horn Photo, and it's time to do more with your pictures. Get those images out of your camera, off your computer, and rescued from deep within your phone, and turn them into memorable photo keepsakes and gifts. Here at Horn Photo in Fresno, we have many wonderful photo items that we produce in-house, and we're here to help you find your individual style. So now's the time. Stop by Horn Photo in the Bellagio at Blackstone and East, or visit us online at hornphoto.com to explore the possibilities.
Open house this Sunday, 815 East McKinley near Maroa in the Tower District. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $2,000 per month, and it includes an apartment that pays half your payment. Stop by our open house Sunday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
Welcome back to CentralValleyTalk.com. I'm Mike Scott.
Vincent, thanks for coming in today.
I know it's Michelle again.
Michelle, Miss Stasis.
Guy Adams joins me once again. How are you, Guy? Good to see you.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
She's my old friend, not meaning age. We go way back. Miss Beverly Ray. Watch the Central Valley Talk Hour, weekdays on digital channel 33.2, weekdays at 3 p.m. All local, all live, all the time.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Well, welcome back. It's New Thought Talk. I'm Rev Steve Walling from the Spiritual Awareness Center located in Madera. My guests today are Linda Lester and Liz Lester, and we're talking about the International Day of Peace, the Course in Miracles, and all sorts of wonderful and exciting things. Linda, when we went to break, we just kind of touched on A Course in Miracles.
Yes.
Now, you've been involved with it for 20 years,
Yes,
right?
20 years.
How did you find A Course in Miracles, and what was it within it that inspired you to pick it up and run with it?
It's interesting, Steve, because I came upon the Course in Miracles not at a low point in my life, which many people do. You know, they're depressed and they think there's got to be more to my life than this. And mine was the exact opposite. It was a real high point in my life. I had a successful marriage, successful husband, 2 children. Everything was great. And I had the same thoughts that people do that tend to hit bottom. And that was, oh my God, I have everything, but I'm not having an internal peace or a joy that's coming from within me, and questioning regularly, there's got to be more to this than what I'm able to access. And so somebody happened to I'll tell you, Marianne Williamson was on the Oprah show.
Okay.
And she had just written and released her book, Return to Love. And Oprah, of course, put the stamp of approval on Marianne Williamson. And at the same time, I was lecturing at the women's facility, Central California Women's Prison. And I invited Marianne Williams to come to Fresno, which she did. And we went out to the prison and lectured out there. And so all of that began to unfold into an involvement for me and an interest in the course.
Wow.
That's how it started.
And you've been teaching it for how long now?
20 years.
20 years. Okay.
Looks
Cool.
like I'd know it by now, right?
Well, you know.
And it, it unfolded because in the 60s, 2 people, Bill Tefford and Helen Schuckman,
Right.
both psychologists at Columbia University, and things were not good there. People were arguing, and as she said, a lot of backbiting with each other. And one day Helen said, there must be a better way than the way we are living. And she always thought that was that moment of spiritual awakening for her when she opened her mind to an idea that there was a better way. And following that was 7 years of what she called inner dictation, where she took down the book, and it's really in 3 forms, the
Right.
text and the workbook and the manual for teachers. And 7 years later, that was published and made available to the public.
Cool. Now, you have a background in psychology, right, Liz?
I do.
And what brought you're involved with the Chopra Center, what brought you from classical psychology, if you will, to, this metaphysical stuff that they do at the Chopra Center? I mean, this is great stuff, but,
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
I read Deepak's books and many other spiritual books forever. Raised 4 children and a marriage. And a few years ago in my own personal life, my husband passed away. And it was a moment that I was seeking clarity for myself and a certain level of peace. And it took me to the Chopra Centers where I landed. And while I was there, I found much of that. And I started a practice of meditation. And that practice has changed my life, truly, and brought me peace and a sense of joy beyond anything I'd ever really experienced.
Most, other than what I will refer to as old thought beliefs, but most beliefs incorporate, and even old thought, if you really look at it, some type of meditative process. There's a recognition within people of spiritual nature that this going into the silence, if you will, or quieting the mind, or going into the closet, whatever you want to call it, finding that place, that space within ourselves where we can just kind of open ourselves up to inspiration. Now, I like to refer to it as divine inspiration because that's where I come from with. But it doesn't have to be. I mean, you can be a theist, you can be an atheist. It doesn't make any difference. Right. Finding that place where that inspiration, whether it comes where you believe it comes from, really not important. But to be able to do it. And what my understanding is, and my experience is, that it kind of refocuses everything. Kind of, it's like, those little wooden blocks, the puzzles. It automatically pulls all the pieces, into that, and you can begin to recognize whatever shape that those pieces were supposed to be. That's cool. So you've been a meditator for how long now?
Well, every day for the last 3 years,
Yeah?
yes. Yeah, I don't miss a day. The thing that really intrigued me and resonated with me about Deepak and his teachings are that he teaches ancient Vedic wisdom, but he incorporates it with modern science because he is an endocrinologist himself. And
Right.
when he started the Chopra Center, it was a mind-body medicine, the first of its kind, really, in this country. And so it's always fascinating to me as I studied ancient Vedic wisdom that science now is proving it to be true. The benefits of meditation are, well, I often say if it were offered to people in a pill, everyone would take it.
Yes.
Everyone would take it because it increases everything good and helps diminish most things that we consider negative.
Right.
Right. And brings about that inner peace and that
But
connection.
it takes so much time, Liz.
Yeah, they say if you don't have time, you need to meditate even longer. Because it's not.
I can't fit it into my schedule.
Right.
If you don't have time to meditate once a day, you should meditate
Twice a day.
Okay.
That's true.
And
That's true.
what is the rule too? The RPM for meditation?
Well, I learned from one of my great teachers, David G., who was the head teacher at the Chopra Center for years. Now he does his own wonderfulness. But is RPM, Rise, P, Meditate. So right when you wake up in the morning, before you start all the activity of the day and go into this sensory process that we call our lives, that you go inward. So you pee, usually you have to pee when you wake up, and then sit down and meditate before all the thoughts begin. And so you start your day out of this place of centeredness. One of my favorite sayings, it's from the Bhagavad Gita, is Yogastha Kuri Karmani, and it means in centered oneness, perform action. So if you start your day with that cultivation of peace and silence within, listen to yourself, and then you go about your day. And it's not about what happens in that 30 minutes of meditation, but what happens the other 23 and a half hours of your day as you are moving about and making choices. And you become a more conscious choice maker in your life, more present moment awareness.
And it's all about making choices.
And it's all about being in the moment,
Yeah.
because life
Well,
only
that's-
happens in this present,
That's right.
sacred moment right now.
And
this
that's
is
where
it.
the choices are made.
That's it. That's it.
In the Course in Miracles, it teaches that focus of being in the present and in a relationship between the me that's really me, not the me that's the egoic me caught up in the world,
Right.
but the what I'll say the inner me, and experience or reality or whatever.
Well, I love that word, relationship, because that's what everything in this life is all about, is relationship. And when you begin to practice going into that inner silence, you begin to build a relationship with this part of you that is so much greater than the part that's connected to the external world. And the way you build a relationship, just like if I want to build a relationship with a friend or with you or with Liz, I have to spend time with her. I have to spend time with you. I have to get to know her. I have to get comfortable with her. So going to that inner place of silence is where we build a relationship. And this thing that's on the center of us is, well, just think about the most romantic relationship you can think of, or the most romantic person, and how beautiful and lovely and complete all that is. That's what we find when we go inward to this inner place, is a relationship with something that is so lovely, so wonderful, so divine, so above anything that the external world is able to give us.
You mean that I've got to get to know me?
You have to have a lovely relationship with you. Yes, you do.
The most important relationship, I'd say, is your
yes,
relationship
yes.
with yourself.
Yeah,
To know
it
yourself.
really is. I was,
Yes.
And how's that working for you? To quote somebody.
It has worked for me. It
Yeah.
really does.
Uh-huh.
And my doctor has an approval of this. That's my husband.
Well, cool. Yeah.
He approves this message, right?
Yeah.
Because we see it work in our life, and we see it work with our children, and we do demonstrate these principles in our relationship with each other and our relationship with our children. So I do say to people that I have demonstrated this. I can prove that it works. And there is a side effect to meditation, though, and Liz knows this, and we'll tell you, and then you'll be interested. You do get younger. That's a side effect. You can't avoid it. You start looking better. You start feeling better. people say, "Oh my God, you look younger than you did last year."
My wife's in the background shaking her head going,
Yes, yes. Because it resonates, and there's what we're getting in touch with is this inner light, that's this radiance that's on the inside of us. And when we get in touch with that, it begins to radiate, and here again, the glory of this shines. It shines from our face. And even though you can't always see it with your physical eyes, it's a light that is there. And other people respond to that light.
They do.
Other people treat you differently. And everything about you becomes more happy, harmonious, peaceful, and joyful.
I have heard that one.
It's true, right, Liz?
Well, it's proven now in science because technology has advanced to a place that we can actually look at the human body and see the effects on the brain with functional magnetic imaging.
The functional MRIs.
Yeah, it's amazing what happens to your brain and your physiology while you're meditating.
Yeah.
Google effects of meditation. It's phenomenal. Truly is phenomenal. So it actually shifts your physiological state of being and shifts your brain. The gray matter in your brain shifts when you meditate.
We're gonna take our next break, and I want to come back and talk, Liz, about that the actual physiological, psychological effect that we experience with meditation, because when you talk to people that have never experienced it, they don't believe you. They really don't. So when we come back, we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about how the consciousness of meditation coming together in groups affects world peace. So we'll see you when we come back.
Open house this Sunday, 815 East McKinley, near Maroa in the Tower District. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $2,000 per month, and it includes an apartment that pays half your payment. Stop by our open house Sunday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
What's new at the Fulton 55? Fulton 55 is Fresno's hottest venue at Fulton and Divisadero.
Open house this Saturday, 7752 North 8th Street near Millbrook. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $1,200 per month. Stop by our open house this Saturday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
In 1985, Larry Korth set out to help his friends, family, and community find affordable ways to buy a home or a business property. 30 years later, Mid-Valley Financial is the premier mortgage banker in the Central Valley. The professional staff at Mid-Valley will find the best mortgage products for your family. Mid-Valley Financial takes great pride in being the Central Valley's local lender. Visit us at midvalleyfinancial.com.
Before you call one of those discount insurance places, you should know the facts. Fresno's CCIS can get you up to a 26% discount on your car, homeowners, and life insurance needs. Call 320-2247 or go to ccisinsurance.com.
Considering solar? Whether you're ready to buy now or just exploring your options, the consultants at Solar Negotiators are here to help you. A call to Solar Negotiators is like calling 5 solar companies at once. You see, when local established solar contractors have gaps in their schedule, they call Solar Negotiators to fill them. Right now, get 5 years of panel cleaning and maintenance or $1,000 off your new solar panels. So stop wasting your time searching and call Solar Negotiators, because when contractors compete for your business, you win.
Open house this Saturday, 932 East Clinton near Maroa in the Tower District. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $800 a month. Stop by our open house Saturday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
Welcome back to CentralValleyTalk.com. I'm Mike Scott.
Vincent, thanks for coming in today.
It's Michelle again.
Michelle, Miss Stasis.
Guy Adams joins me once again. How are you, Guy? Good to see you.
sir. How you doing?
She's my old friend, not meaning age. We go way back. Miss Beverly Rain.
Watch the Central Valley Talk Hour, weekdays on Digital Channel 33.2. Weekdays at 3 p.m. All local, all live, all the time.
So we'll be back with more on CentralValleyTalk.com.
We'll see you next week.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
It's New Thought Talk. I am the Reverend Steve Walling from the Spiritual Awareness Center located in beautiful downtown Madera. My guest today is Linda Lester and Liz Lester. We've been talking about International Peace Day. We've been talking about A Course in Miracles. We've been talking about meditation, a lot of good stuff. But before we went to the break, we were just talking about the physiological and the psychological effects of meditation. And what I said right as we were going away is people, and I've talked to people, because I do talk about meditation because I believe it's a very important spiritual practice, and to my congregation when people listen to me, But when you tell them that things in their life, and we'll just hit a general problem, that when they begin to get into the consciousness of meditation and they make that internal shift, that problem will no longer be a problem. It's not that the person, place, or thing is going to go away or disappear, but the problem won't be there as a problem anymore. It may be something that we deal with, but that's what we do.
Right.
So, and you were talking about the Chopra Institute doing research. Tell us about that.
Well, I've heard it said that prayer is talking to God and meditating is listening to God.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an interesting way to frame it to start out with. But the practice of meditation, and it is a practice, so it is like anything that you do that you want to get better at. Mm-hmm. And not that it's better, but you just go deeper. And like anything in life, we have thoughts in our mind. Every day we have thoughts, and we create in our brain neural correlates to go along with them. And so we can see now that certain parts of your brain fire. So if every morning you wake up and you think, oh God, another day, well, that's a thought, and it's mapping your brain, and so it's easier for your brain to go back to that thought, and that's what you resonate throughout your day, that energy. If you woke up in the morning and said, oh God, another day, it's a whole different frame of reference. So when you speak about problems that people have, oftentimes it is your state of consciousness, where your thoughts are, where your energy is in that moment. The states of consciousness that most people exist in all the time that they're familiar with are deep sleep, dream sleep, and what we call our waking state. Right. And so in all of those states, our physiological self is different, our thoughts are different. Mm-hmm. In deep sleep, we're almost in a state of paralysis. But there's a little awareness. If someone yells fire, you would jump up. So we all recognize that. And in dream state, it's as if when you wake up, that it was real oftentimes. Mm-hmm. And yet we recognize it was a dream. And our physiological state in that dream state is also different. And it's true when we're in our waking state. Most people consider this our reality. So we suggest that meditation takes you to another state of consciousness, an expanded state where you become the witness of your life. You have a witnessing awareness. And the more you cultivate that witnessing awareness, and meditation is a practice that can assist you, like many other practices, and if it resonates with you, it helps to create those neural corresponding networks in your brain. And you go and get in touch with that silent stillness within yourself that is really nature. It's you, and it's connected to everything and everyone around you. And in that state of being, it's a beingness, carries with you no matter what you're doing in your life. And it shifts your awareness. It shifts what you consider a problem into an opportunity. It allows you to see your life and accept everything as it is right in this moment, because this moment is where life happens, always.
One of the things and this is recent, relatively recent. Now, I retired from chiropractic in '92, and I graduated from chiropractic college in 1980. And what I learned when I was in college was that when we hit about 20 years old, give or take a year or two, our gray cells, that's it. We got as much as we're going to get, period. With the advent of the functional MRI, we know that that's not true. That the brain, there's something called neuroplasticity, where new connections are made when there's damage to some areas of the brain, but there's also new brain cells that are created and stuff. And that was all exciting. And we understood that the nerve impulse was the messenger within the body, and, it traveled at and I forget what the exact rate of speed was, but, it was this rate of speed. We stimulated here, and we feel it here, or whatever, back and forth. But now, some of the new research is that there is a cellular communication from cell to cell that travels at a speed much faster and much higher than the nerve impulse. And as we do the meditative process, it's not just a consciousness thing in the brain, it is a physiological beingness that takes place throughout the entire body.
Well, they tell us that we have about 3 billion cells in our body. that communicate with each other. There's a language that goes on between the cells.
Mm-hmm.
And when we go into the silence and into this inner peace that we know, every cell is communicating with every other cell. So can you imagine what happens when you have 3 billion messages connecting with each other and saying, "You're wonderful. You were made to create like the divine. You were put here with a purpose. Your purpose is to bless people. Your purpose is to share, that you have enough." And when you begin to feel this on the inside of you and build this on the inside of you, it becomes so powerful. Don't you find this? You can't hold it back. It just flows out of you onto other people.
And the thing is that it's not just a physical contact from one cell to the other. It's an energy thing, you know. And
Well,
it's
the language is energy, you're right.
And you know, one of the things in New Thought, we talk about thoughts being things. And we know that when we think of thought, it doesn't stop here, but it goes out beyond. And we can actually, they've got mechanism now. They can you know, detect, you know, the radiation beyond the physical body and stuff. But meditation, create this energy. We come together as a group. It's not a linear increase in energy. It's a geometric growth of energy, you know. What we're going to be doing on the 21st of September, coming together, and Liz, you're going to be leading this meditation, is creating a geometric growth of energy directed towards a consciousness of peace. What do you think? Going to have an effect?
Absolutely. You know, one of the things that Deepak stresses often is that life is a verb. You know, we think it's a noun. It's the illusion of our senses. And quantum physics shows that, you know, everything's vibrating all the time. So when you get a group of people together and you create that energy, you can't help but be transformed. You know, transformation happens in every moment, but certainly that connectedness. You know, just the concept from a science perspective as well, that with each breath we take, there are 10 to the 33. That's 10 with 33 zero of atoms going into our lungs. And then when we exhale, they go out into the world. So each of those atoms has been through every other human that's ever been on this planet. And, you know, it's connected to the mountaintops in the Himalayas or the giraffes in Africa, you know, or the ocean right over at the Central Coast. So it's all flowing through us. So it's not even an idea, it's what is real. It is what is true. And when we can shift our awareness to recognize that we're all part of the flow, that our little drama of our existence is just like a little parentheses in, you know, in space-time events.
That awareness that it's not just about us, and that, don't you think that's what begins to unfold when you get in touch with this higher self? It's not just about me.
It is. I mean, you're right. It is not just about
That's
me.
right. Yes.
And it is on a grander scheme. You know, one of the things that I like to look at is what I call processes of nature or the divine. You know, you look at an atom and it's got a shape and it moves, and you look at molecules, and then you look at our solar system, and then you look at, you know, the universe and the, you know, all this stuff, and there's a similarity. There is a basic fish pattern that all fishes are, you know, including mammalian type fishes, are a variation on that theme. It's almost like maybe there was some kind of a consciousness behind this. But this idea of the cellular connection of energy, if you, and this is just kind of within my own mind and imagination, but if we bring larger groups of individuals, it's that same type of energetic transfer of consciousness and energy. And the Maharishi Yogi back in, was it the 70s or whatever, did the famous event that we now talk about, the Maharishi effect, where he had meditators of a certain percentage of a geographic area. They watched they tracked the violent crimes in the area. During the times the meditation was ongoing, there was a diminishment in the violent crimes. You know, and this is what I believe that Deepak is looking for, and you were going to talk to a little bit about that.
Right? Certainly his goal, I believe, is critical mass, and that is that we are one, and the more people you can get vibrating that same oneness, then the consciousness lifts of the entire species. Would you like me to speak a little about the physiological effects of meditation as well, just from a purely health perspective? You know, health is defined as wholeness, and it's about integrating all the aspects of ourselves, what people often call the ego, and they want to kill the ego. Well, the ego is part of who we are. It's our representation in this physical form of the divine, or however you want to refer to it. But when you meditate as well, it changes your physiology, because peace really does begin here. And stress is the opposite of peace. Stress is resisting what is. And when something happens and it's not what you think it should be or the way you planned it, which we all have experienced that, it is a resistance to what is now, and the only way to ever really create change is to place your attention and be aware of this moment and what is. And the practice of meditation has shown that, like, the gray matter in the amygdala shrinks. The amygdala is associated with your fight or flight response with a lot of emotion. Blood pressure goes down, cholesterol levels go down, your immune system increases, more joy, more contentment in your life, more a sense of peace in your life, increased sexual drive. I know. Hello. that alone should make people want to meditate, right? Yeah. But it just continues to resonate as you continue the practice and getting more in touch with that beautiful silence within.
And as you continue to meditate, the effects grow.
Yes.
It's not, you don't just get to a point, you know, it's like a continuing unfoldment, embodiment, growth. You know, we talk about it being a spiritual growth or growth in consciousness or whatever, but it really is so much more.
And I think it's, having said all of this, and we're all in agreement of how it improves our life and improves everyone around us, that it's the most hotly contested approach or idea that goes on in our mind. And we will say, I'm sure that Liz finds this, you'll say to people, would you like to start meditating? Oh, yeah, but, I know it's good for me, but I don't have time, or, you know, I'm too busy, or that's silly stuff, or all that. So it's so interesting until we really become aware and have an experience of how important this is and how real it is. We just won't find the time to do it or think it's important. I find people much more invested in, for example, eating the right food. Well, it's really more important having the right thoughts. I mean, I want everybody to eat properly too, but it really is about thinking correctly.
I believe so. We're going to take our last and final point. Time is just, we blasted through it again, so we'll be back here in a bit and we'll wrap this up. Had a good time. I hope you have too.
What's new at the Fulton 55? Fulton 55 is Fresno's hottest venue at Fulton and Divisadero.
Open house this Saturday, 1578 North Glen near McKinley, across from Fresno City College. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $800 a month. Stop by our open house this Saturday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
In 1985, Larry Korth set out to help his friends, family, and community find affordable ways to buy a home or a business property. 30 years later, Mid-Valley Financial is the premier mortgage banker in the Central Valley. The professional staff at Mid-Valley will find the best mortgage products for your family. Mid-Valley Financial takes great pride in being the Central Valley's local lender. Visit us at midvalleyfinancial.com.
Before you call one of those discount insurance places, you should know the facts. Fresno's CCIS can get you up to a 26% discount on your car, homeowners, and life insurance needs. Call 320-2247 or go to ccisinsurance.com.
Considering solar? Whether you're ready to buy now or just exploring your options, the consultants at Solar Negotiators are here to help you. A call to Solar Negotiators is like calling 5 solar companies at once. You see, when local established solar contractors have gaps in their schedule, they call Solar Negotiators to fill them. Right now, get 5 years of panel cleaning and maintenance or $1,000 off your new solar panels. So stop wasting your time searching and call Solar Negotiators, because when contractors compete for your business, you win.
Hello, I'm Shelley at Horn Photo, and it's time to do more with your pictures. Get those images out of your camera, off your computer, and rescued from deep within your phone, and turn them into memorable photo keepsakes and gifts. Here at Horn Photo in Fresno, we have many wonderful photo items that we produce in-house, and we're here to help you find your individual style. So now's the time. Stop by Horn Photo in the Bellagio at Blackstone and East, or visit us online at hornphoto.com to explore the possibilities.
Open house this Sunday, 815 East McKinley, near Maroa in the Tower District. If you've been on your job or in your industry for a year, you can buy this home for under $2,000 per month, and it includes an apartment that pays half your payment. Stop by our open house Sunday at 1. Go to MikeBriggsProperties.com for details.
Welcome back to CentralValleyTalk.com. I'm Mike Scott.
Vincent, thanks for coming in today.
I know it's Michelle again.
Michelle, Miss Stasis.
Guy Adams joins me once again. How are you, Guy? Good to see you.
sir. How you doing?
She's my old friend, not meaning age. We go way back. Miss Beverly Rain.
Watch the Central Valley Talk Hour, weekdays on Digital Channel 33.2. Weekdays at 3 p.m. All local, all live, all the time.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Welcome back. It's New Thought Talk. I'm the Reverend Steve Walling from the Spiritual Awareness Center, located in Madera, and my guests for this show, which has gone by way too fast, is Linda Lester and Liz Lester. We've been talking about meditation, Course in Miracles, but particularly about the World Peace Day that's taking place on the 21st, and particularly the event that's taking place in Fresno at Woodward Park.
Yes.
Now, it's going to start at 2 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, and Liz, you're going to be leading the meditation at 3:30.
Around 3:30.
Around
yes.
3:30, and that will be. Is that like a guided meditation, a quiet meditation? What kind of, what?
I think I'll speak a little bit about meditation, the benefits of meditation, and then we'll do a mantra-based meditation.
Okay.
So I'll give everyone a mantra, lead them into the meditation, excuse me, and then we'll do a silent meditation for probably around 10 minutes, and then we'll bring them out.
Cool.
And the day starts with the activities at 2 to 3.
Right.
We're going to have the drumming circle, and then yoga is going to be going on, so you can participate or watch that. And Hoop Joy with Sean Nelson, and he's going to have his hoops there for people if they want to learn how to hoop. And
So not only is he going to put on a demonstration, but
no, it's participation.
It's
That's right.
participation.
Yes, How's
not
that?
mandatory, right?
No, yes, Steve, you have to hoop. We're going to insist that you hoop, okay? And then we're going to have a group meditation of Oming, so that we can have hopefully 300 people come together in maybe 5 minutes of Oming. And Liz, you want to talk a little bit about Om and the sound of Om, because that is so powerful, Steve.
It is, yeah.
Well, Om is the vibration of the universe. It's what's inside and outside of us right this moment. It's been called the song of the universe. Yes.
When you get into a deep Om, it's like you can feel the cells on your fingertips and your toes.
It was so
vibrate,
powerful
yeah.
at the Chopra Center to have those 500 people. We did 15 minutes of Oming. And first of all, it was beautiful because people came in with harmony in it. So the sound was just magnificent. And you're right. You felt that in 3 billion cells in your body,
Yeah.
each one resonated to that.
It's pretty
So
intense.
we do that group Oming, which there again brings the consciousness of people together. And then from there, Liz will do a little talk about meditation and lead us into the silent meditation.
Well, also the meaning of the word Om, it's originally spelled A-U-M.
Right.
And A represents creation, U is maintenance, and M is destruction. And so that is what occurs in each moment of our lives, is to recognize that.
That's
It's beautiful.
cool. And you know what's really exciting about this is the first annual.
Yes.
This is going to be ongoing,
This is going to start it.
and we're actually starting today. We're kicking off for next year.
That's right, that's right.
So there is a phone number here for information. This is 559-355-3135. Can someone leave a message at that?
Yes, you can. And we'll return a call. And as you come into Woodward Park at the entrance gate, then it's near most people know where the Japanese Garden is.
Okay.
And it's northeast of the Japanese Garden. Plenty of parking. It's right across from the amphitheater, so there's plenty of parking there for the amphitheater. So there's plenty of places.
Lots of
for
parking.
Lots of parking.
Bring lawn chairs, yoga mats, blankets, pillows to
Yes.
meditate on.
Yes.
Whatever makes you comfortable. It will probably be a little warm, but fortunately the weather has cooled down some.
Yes.
It's not quite as intense as it was. So you may want to plan accordingly for that, because we want this to really come off and be a great experience for everybody.
And here again, my invitation goes out to people to help us reach this goal of 500 meditators coming together with a common vision and a common goal and joining in what Liz called critical mass. And Steve, we send this out internationally. This is global.
Yeah.
I mean, people just have to, I hope, get a feeling for and an understanding that this is real. And it's as real as anything physical that you can see in the three-dimensional world.
It is. It really is. And when people begin to get that within themselves, you can see a light up inside of them. It's like there's something
the aha
different.
moment.
Yeah,
The aha moment.
And it's pretty powerful. I'm going to share with you. I spoke at the Unity World Prayer Day, and I opened up my topic was peace for that evening, and one of the things that I shared with people, my grandfather was in a war. My father was in a war. I'm a war veteran. I have a son that's a war veteran. Generation by generation, we have gone through this, and we don't have to. Wars are superficial. They're non-real things that they're constructed by people that have a consciousness of separateness. And in truth, there's just a oneness. And we have the opportunity. We don't have to experience, the world doesn't have to experience war anymore. We don't have to experience violence anymore. We don't have to worry about our sons, our daughters, our mothers, our fathers, our homelands, or whatever. And it's not about what I've got to give up or what someone else has got to give up. It's about a consciousness. Inner peace creates global peace, and that's where it starts.
And Steve, we talked about, and I know you were around during that time, we talked about a celestial speed up in the 80s and the 90s. But who could have envisioned internet, Facebook, LinkedIn, being able to reach around the globe to all these people? So we are able to do that now. Yeah. We're able to join at a global level. So it is happening. And we just have to, each one of us, decide there must be a better way than the way that we've been resolving our problems.
There is a better way.
There is
a presence and a power for good in the universe. I say it on a daily basis.
Yes.
And I believe it with all my heart. Even if you don't believe, even if you are an atheist or an atheist, there is a presence, and that presence can be the consciousness within yourself, that heart energy that exists as you. Or it can be a dynamic, divine, whatever that is a part of the creative story. It doesn't make any difference. It's there, and we can all feel it. We can feel, when you meditate, when you get into that, there is a unity with all that is unavoidable in the experience. It's there.
My experience with meditation is that it takes one from their most constricted self to their most expansive self.
Right.
Yeah, from your most separate self to your recognition of oneness.
Yeah.
And that is what the practice is about. And peace always begins right here.
That's right.
Always.
And you can't give it if you don't receive it.
That's right.
And we all need love. We need it daily. I mean, we need love in our relationships. We need love in our finances. We need love in our health. And we can't generate that on our own. We really can't. And if we know we need it, and if we're not generating it at a deeper level, what do you think we all do? And we can't avoid it. We think somebody else has it. And we turn to somebody else. We think that other person is going to be able to fulfill this desire of ours. Or we look to things, or we look to places, or vacations, thinking that each one of those things is going to fulfill this vacancy that we're feeling. And I think the only way that we can ever achieve that is at this inner level. It's not of the world. It's not of the world.
It really is. It starts within. And it starts within and it ends really within. That's it in its entirety. But saying that is very simple. The embodiment of that is the allness.
Yes.
The unity of all energy, the unity of humanity, the unity of all that is.
Well, I would suggest that you don't have to seek anything. It's right here in this moment. Take a breath, connect to your breath. It's always right here.
Oh, but I've got something going on.
I know.
And 3 years ago, I went through this really.
Well, and so there are processes to help keep your attention in the moment, to help get rid of old conflicts,
And that
or
is-
to keep your attention from going to the future, anticipating fear.
And how exciting for you, Liz, if you had to map out your journey, would you have thought even a year ago that you'd be leading 300 people in a silent meditation?
Yeah, it is wonderful. It's really quite lovely.
We're looking to see at least 300 people at Woodward Park on the 21st. Let's make it more. Show up. You are invited. Come on out. Join. Become part of a greater beingness than maybe that you've ever had the opportunity to experience in your life before. And this is something that's here. And it's in Fresno, right here in the Central Valley. So if you're down in Visalia, if you're up, in Stockton, Modesto, wherever you're at, you can come down. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's very doable for anybody that wants to
Yes.
come. And it's going to run till about 5:30-ish, so it's not like you're going to be out late at night before a Monday, and running all our tapes, I got to get to work. No, forget it. Come, show up. Like-minded people doing something on an international level here locally, and that's pretty awesome.
Well, thank you for having me, and our paths crossed, but
Yeah.
little did you know that you were going to be a part of building my vision.
No, I didn't, but that's cool, and I thank you for inviting me. Come on out. If you like the show, but we're going to have a good time.
Yes.
We're going to have a good time because I know that when we leave, there's going to be a sense, an energetic feeling within that you can't buy it. You can't go to the store and get it. You can't get it out of a book. You can only get it from experience. And you've got to experience, as Liz says, in the moment. That's it, in the moment. So be there.
Everyone will be transformed.
That's
There's
right.
no doubt about
Nobody
that.
leaves the same as they came.
That's right.
Always. Yeah.
So I hope you've enjoyed the show as much as I've enjoyed visiting with these two ladies today. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Tomorrow's going to be a great day. Today is a great day. This moment is a great moment. As I tell you each and every week as I close the show, may the light of God surround you. May the love of God enfold you. May the power of God protect you and the presence of God watch over you. Because truly, where each and every one of you are, the divine source, goddess, God is, and all is well. Blessings, my friend.
Namaste.
Have a great week.
Yeah, namaste. Thank you so much. for having me.
Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste.